Good evening, everyone. I'm going to take a break from Canadian politics and talk about, Notre Dame and symbolism and, what's going on in our world, right? An 850-year-old building burning down during the most holy week for that religion in Paris. Here is the Deacon's Bench reporting, quote, shock, 10 Catholic churches attacked in France in 1 week, and this was published March 21st, 2019. At least 10 incidents of vandalism and desecration of Catholic churches have been reported across the channel since the beginning of February. French Roman Catholic newspaper Le Croix International reported how the attacks on churches took place across France. Senseless acts included the desecration of altars, the defacing of Christ on the cross, and in extreme cases, human excrement being spread across the walls of the holy place of worship. According to the outlet, one of the first attacks was on February 4th at St. Nicholas Catholic Church in, where the statue of the Virgin Mary was found smashed on the ground. The same church also had the altar cross thrown to the ground, and the celebrant's chair was damaged. On February 5th, an altar cloth was found burnt and crosses and statues torn down or disfigured at the recently refurbished St. Alain Cathedral in Laveur, in south-central France. The fire was found early by a parish secretary and did not spread, but the altar and adjacent walls were badly damaged by smoke. On February 6th, just a day after the St. Alain Cathedral incident, vandals at Notre Dame des Enfants, Our Lady of the Children, church in Nimes broke into the tabernacle and scattered altar hosts on the ground. Sorry, I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's not very good, and there's been lots of talk about altar hosts in a lot of these. So here is Crooks taking the Catholic Pulse, and this was published March 28th. This is in order of date published, so we're traveling from the end of March to, we're just in the middle of April now, and I'm showing you this is possibly a trend. Vandals, arsonists target French Catholic churches. Vandals and arsonists have targeted French churches in a wave of attacks that has lasted nearly 2 months. More than 10 churches have been hit since the beginning of February, with some set on fire while others were severely desecrated or damaged. St. Sulpice, sorry if I've got that wrong, the second largest church in Paris after Notre Dame Cathedral, had the large wooden door on its southern transept set ablaze on March 17th. Investigators confirmed March 18th that the fire was started deliberately, according to the website of the Vienna-based Observatory on Intolerance and Discrimination Against Christians in Europe, an independent organization founded with the help of the Council of European Bishops conferences. Here's another report on the St. Sulpice Church catching on fire from Reuters. You'll note the oodles of information in this article. Paris's historic St. Sulpice Church, which was used in filming the U.S. author Dan Brown's Da Vinci Code bestseller, briefly caught fire on Sunday, but firefighters were able to bring the blaze under control, and nobody was hurt. The fire started early in the afternoon when 4 people were inside, with flames climbing up the massive doors of the Roman Catholic Church before spreading to stained glass above and to a nearby stairway, a fire brigade spokesman said. The cause of the fire was not immediately known, he added. The extent of the damage was also not immediately clear. But it became clear not very long after. Here's a further report from Newsweek. Catholic churches are being desecrated across France. Officials don't know why. This gets into the St. Sulpice fire. France has seen a spate of attacks against Catholic churches since the start of the year, vandalism that has included arson and desecration. Vandals have smashed statues, knocked down tabernacles, scattered and destroyed the Eucharist, and torn down crosses, sparking fears of a rise in anti-Catholic sentiment in the country. Last Sunday, the historic church of St. Sulpice in Paris was set on fire just after midday mass on Sunday, Le Parisien reported. And there's a link. Although no one was injured, police are still investigating the attack, which firefighters have confidently attributed to arson. Arson. That's concerning. Here's the Gateston Institute, and I'm just showing you a really large cross-section of things that are happening in our world, okay? I want everybody to be able to look at this, and I'm not pushing any kind of narrative. I'm telling you what's being reported. April 14th, this was yesterday. European churches vandalized, defecated on, and torched, quote, every day. In Germany, 4 separate churches were vandalized and or torched in March alone. In this country, PI News, a German news site, explained, quote, "There's a creeping war against everything that symbolizes Christianity. Attacks on mountain summit crosses, on sacred statues by the wayside, on churches, and recently also on cemeteries." And we've seen some of that too, people tweeting about covering crosses in cemeteries. Back to the article. In virtually every instance of church attacks, authorities and media obfuscate the identity of the vandals. In those rare instances where the Muslim or migrant identity of the destroyer is leaked, the desecrators are then presented as suffering from mental health issues. Hardly anyone writes and speaks about the increased attacks on Christian symbols. There is an eloquent silence in both France and Germany, but the scandal of the desecrations and the origin of the perpetrators. Not a word, not even the slightest hint that it could in any way lead to the suspicion of migrants. It is not the perpetrators who are in danger of being ostracized, but those who dare to associate the desecration of Christian symbols with immigrant imports. They are accused of hatred, hate speech, and racism. And those are excerpts from the article. We'll hit some of those statements when I read the article now, so sorry about that. Here's the full article. Countless churches throughout Western Europe are being vandalized, defecated on, and torched. In France, 2 churches are destroyed nearly every day. On average, according to the PI News, a German news site, 1,063 attacks on Christian churches or symbols, crucifixes, icons, statues, were registered in France in 2018. This represented a 17% increase compared to the previous year, 2017, when 878 attacks were registered, meaning that such attacks are only going from bad to worse. Among some of the recent desecrations in France, the following took place in just February and March. Vandals plundered Notre Dame des Enfants Church in Nimes and used human excrement to draw a cross there. Consecrated bread was found thrown outside among garbage. The St. Nicholas Church in Hulu was vandalized 3 separate occasions. In February, 19th century statue of the Virgin Mary, regarded as irreparable, was completely pulverized. It said a clergyman and a hanging cross was thrown to the floor. Vandals desecrated and smashed crosses and statues at St. Alain Cathedral in Notre and mangled the arms of the statue of a crucified Christ in a mocking manner. In addition, an altar cloth was burned. Arsonists torched the Church of the Saint Sulpice in Paris soon after midday mass on Sunday, March 17th. I believe I've already talked about all of those. I just thought there was more detail in each of these reports than there was in any of the other ones, with the exception of the last one I was talking about, this one here. But the links are all in the description. You can go through it for yourself. I just wanted to highlight. Similar reports are coming out of, back to the article, similar reports of coming out of Germany. 4 separate churches were vandalized and or torched in March alone. And I've read that, at the top. Who is primarily behind these ongoing and increasing attacks on churches in Europe? The same German reporter offers a hint. Quote, crosses are broken, altars are smashed, Bibles are set on fire, baptismal fonts overturned, and the church doors smeared with an Islamic expression like Allah Akbar. Another German report from November 11th, 2017 noted that in the Alps and Bavaria alone, around 200 churches were attacked and many crosses broken. Quote, police are currently dealing with church desecrations again and again. The perpetrators are often youthful rioters with a migration background. Elsewhere, they are described as young Islamists. And again, link is in the description. You can check it out for yourself. Here is something that happened on 11th of April. That was on Friday. And they removed all of the spire statues for restoration from the Notre Dame Cathedral spire. So I thought this was an interesting video, and I thought it might be interesting for you to watch, given the events that happened today. And if you haven't seen what happened today, well, we'll watch this video because this happened today. Yeah. Another angle. So for those just doing audio, the title is Notre Dame Cathedral Firefighters Tackle Blaze in Paris. And it is ongoing. It is still happening. Here is a list, CBS News reporting, of lists of relics possibly inside Notre Dame, pieces of the cross they believe that Jesus was crucified on, as well as part of the thorned crown that he had, as well as one of the nails from the crucifixion. And here is an ongoing breaking news. This is from a journalist, freelance journalist. I just thought it was interesting, and he's got update. This is 3 hours ago. The fire at the 2 towers has been put out right now at the cathedral at Notre Dame, but the central part is still burning, I think. And here is congregation outside singing. It says, just in, people at a distance at the Cathedral of Notre Dame in France singing Look at the Stars, Summon Mary as the vigil and prayers continue. And I'm just going to show you the singing. Hold on. Here you go. So this is the most up-to-date stuff that I've seen from what's going on here. It looks maybe like it is out, but I think I'd read that it's going to take another few hours. So, but I'm not sure. So don't take me as up-to-date news. It's just, this is what happened today. Notre Dame Cathedral is severely damaged by fire, if not completely obliterated back to, the straps of the building. I don't know. I don't know. And, well, it seems to be a pattern. It seems to be part of a pattern. So, interesting. These events mark our world. There was a pre-9/11 world and a post-9/11 world. There was a pre-London bombing and a post-London bombing. And it seems these events are happening that change our world are happening often. And regardless of the cause of this fire, there's a pre-Notre Dame or there is a Notre Dame existed and had not burned, and post Notre Dame burning. And I think I don't know. I don't know what happens next. The yellow vests are a big factor. France is fractured, and Europe is a powder keg looking for a tinder. Is that it? Is this it? To use a very, very poor analogy, I suppose. But the whole world is, it seems, looking for a spark. I hope it's not this, but who knows? Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out the peoplespartyofcanada.ca, and wow, just the world changes, and it takes a while for the effects of that change to really seep into the collective mindset and to realize what that means, right? And it's going to take a few days for Paris to realize what this means, and for France to realize what this means, and for them to have the conversations that they need to have in order to move forward. And I don't know. I don't know what's next. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful night.